Okay, as you're going through your internal assessment, you need to make sure that you understand the rubric. Okay, so in Schoology, in the internal assessment folder, we've got the explanation of the rubric. So if we click on here, okay, and obviously you can download this, print it off, pop it in your folder. Okay, so scrolling down. So this is the same for standard level or higher level. So criterion A sets out diagrams. So if you just put in some relevant diagrams without any explanations, you're going to get 1 mark. 2 marks if you've put incorrect diagrams, you've labeled them, and you've got some limited explanations. So if you look back at the last video where you just say, you know, supply moves to the left and this increases the price, that's going to be a limited explanation. Where in level 3, if you put these, like the second example where you say supply moves from S1 to S2 because of this, this will lead to this, which will lead to this, which will lead to a new equilibrium price at P1. That's more of a full explanation, so you're going to get a level 3. So that's criterion A, and again, there certainly shouldn't be any reason why anyone's getting below a 2, and most of you, if you've spent the time on this, should be getting a 3 for this. Okay, so moving down to criterion B, terminology. This is using the correct terminology, and again this includes maybe putting those definitions in, using appropriate keywords in the right context, and using it appropriately throughout the commentary. So not just using the correct terminology in those first few lines where you might define a few keywords, but keeping up using the correct terminology all the way through the commentary. And again, remember, you've only got 750 words, so you do not need to define every single piece of terminology that you use. You just need to use it in the correct context so the examiner, the marker, knows that you understand what the word means. Criterion C is all about application, so this involves essentially applying all the theory to the article. So don't be speaking generally about things, but speaking about things, writing about the things directly in context to the article. Criterion D, whoops, I'll just go back up. Criterion D is all about analysis, and we talked about this a lot in the last video that you can see above. And this is all about analyzing, so you would have done some of this with your diagram, and then that deeper analysis in talking about the theory and maybe the assumptions about the theory and why maybe the theory doesn't apply to your article because of other external factors that might be at play. Okay, and then that leads you on to the evaluation where you might talk about the fact that ceteris paribus means that it hasn't worked appropriately. And then you've got the evaluation. This is about using CLASP or WE steps. Okay, so looking at how the one solution. So again, remember, stick to one solution. If it mentions a number of solutions, just select one solution to use. If it doesn't mention a solution in your article, select a solution that you think might overcome the problem. Remember, your article will be about a problem, whether this is, like we said in the last video, there's not enough apples, so the price of apples is too high because of a drought, or there's negative externalities from the use of cigarettes, and so forth. So again, all of you should be able to get at least 2 or 3 for this, and most of you should be looking at no less than 3 or 4. Okay, and again, using those CLASP or WE steps methods to make sure you're hitting those evaluation criteria, and again applying it to the specific case. Don't talk generally. So for example, how is it going to impact different stakeholders? What effect is it going to have on those different stakeholders, a big one or a small one? is there going to be a different impact in the short run or the long run? Are we going to have to wait some time until the benefits are going to be felt, or is it going to be a short-term benefit, or again limitations? So again, use those different things. Okay, and then the final rubric is about the portfolio, and you just need to make sure each of your commentaries meet these requirements. So for example, if I just shift over a little bit, each commentary does not exceed 750 words, so you should be able to achieve this. Each article is based on different sections of syllabus, so microeconomics, macroeconomics, international economics, and development economics. Each article is taken from a different appropriate source, so one source might be the BBC, another source might be the Guardian, another source might be the Telegraph, another source might be CNN. So each source must be different, and preferably from a different country. Okay, so you might do one about the cigarettes in China and banning the advertisements. Another one might be a drought in the Caribbean causing bananas to go down, and another one might be about interest rates in the UK. Each article was published no earlier than 1 year before the writing of the commentary, and again you can easily check this. And then finally, the summary portfolio cover sheet must be completed, and we'll talk about that more in the next video. The 3 commentaries must have a cover sheet, so for this individual commentary you must do the cover sheet. They can be found in the templates, and the article for each commentary are included, so you need to include the copy of each of the article, and this should be the original, or sometimes if you found it on the internet and you press print the article, it will come up with a nice printed version. Okay, and if we look here, all these are within your grasp, and no one should get any less than 3 for this aspect, and if it is, you're throwing marks away. Okay, right, so that's the end of that video on the rubric, and again, print it out, keep it close to yourself, and make sure you meet those requirements of the rubric.